Thank you for joining us. This is one of our issues for the new agreement. Why the new agreement? Because believe it or not, we've all made an agreement to be here and now in this time and place with the COVID and the government and the lockdown and the threats of mandatory vaccination, all of that. We're here on purpose. So what can we do as spiritual beings? Be awake and aware, educate ourselves, and make different agreements with ourselves and with each other. And in order to make a good agreement, we need to be well informed. So here we have Sherri Penn. She is a friend of mine from long term. We've known each other for years and years. And she is an advocate for healthy eating and organic eating. And Sherri, I was just wondering, what makes you feel so passionate about this? Why is this important to you?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me, Ursula. It's important to me because gardening is like a therapy for me. Just being in the garden, it makes me so much more peaceful being there. I feel like the food that I make at home is going to be so much more nutritious than something that I would get at a store. Organic food is really important to me because I want to be healthy. It's important for me to be healthy to live my best life. And, I started speaking about this because I want to help other people to understand how they can have a healthier lifestyle, how they can, um, let food be their medicine, like that Hippocrates quote. Let medicine be thy food, food be thy medicine. I'm, paraphrasing from memory, but that's kind of my philosophy too, is that we have, this, world of abundance, and it is what nature gave us to have, to create medicine for ourselves.
That's true. Every piece of fruit has several seeds, or nearly every piece of fruit has several seeds. One apple seed can create a tree, and a tree can create thousands of apple seeds, and it just goes on and on. And that's the nature of nature. It's very abundant and very generous. And when we can capture that nature within our own domain, then we too can be abundant. Gardeners are known for sharing. They love sharing their food and swapping their food. And so I can see that you're coming from a sharing heart. When did you first learn about Monsanto and how they have modified all the seeds in America?
Yeah, so I first learned about Monsanto when I was in college, and I was getting into Netflix, watching a lot of documentaries. A friend of mine opened me up to seeing some documentaries on YouTube, and uh, I just started researching. I did a lot of research, and it kind of took me down this rabbit hole, and I just kept exploring. Um, some good resources are like the Institute for Responsible Technology. They have a great 17-minute trailer called Genetic Roulette. For anybody who's kind of new to the subject, you can really get down nuts and bolts of what GMOs are, what organic food is, and what that process is of genetically modifying something. You can find out about that in that video. And
Isn't there a whole, sorry, isn't there a whole documentary breaking down Monsanto and how the farmers, even if they tried to rebel, the Monsanto, would sue them and say the air is carrying the pollen, and our GMO seeds and are germinating your field, so you can't.
Yeah, there's a lot of great documentaries out there. There's so many, and there's probably more now. I've uh, kind of fallen out of the game of being active in all the research, because my focus is more on growing and having food as medicine. But Seeds of Death is one that I watched. Food Matters, Food Inc. There is one about Monsanto. I forget what it's called right now. The World According to Monsanto. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of great ones. I've heard a lot about What the Health recently. I
Hmm.
haven't watched that one yet, but I heard that one's really good. Um, and the Institute for Responsible Technology has a lot of new videos out. So I check those out. Jeffrey Smith is really good at breaking down in a really simple way uh, what is going on currently with this process of GMOs, and now that they're owned by Bayer, and what that means. And uh,
Okay, so if you had one resource to go to, you would recommend him.
yeah, I would check it. If I was going to go with one, I would say Institute for Responsible Technology.
Great.
It's responsibletechnology.org. Another good one is the Center for Food Safety. They both have some great resources. And if you're someone who likes to read, there's a great ebook you can find. You should be able to find it for free without signing up for an email list or anything, called GMO Myths and Truths. So just do a internet search and you should be able to find that.
Great. So after people feel like, okay, now I got the picture, I need to do something, make some different choices, make some new agreements for myself and my family, what's the first step?
Um, well, the first step I took was I sort of did an audit of the foods I was eating. And the first thing I cut out was high fructose corn syrup. And corn syrup, because the first thing, and one of the major things that we find in our food supply, luckily it's less in our food supply now than when I first started this journey back in like 2012, or maybe it was 2011. But I started this, yeah, around 9 years ago. High fructose corn syrup was in almost everything. And I was on a standard American diet. I was drinking Coca-Cola, I was drinking sodas. I was eating Oreos, I was eating, I'm not trying to say names here really, but, I was eating all of these standard American diet types of things. Even bread has high fructose corn syrup. So the first thing I did was just trying to cut out high fructose corn syrup, all those GMO corn sweeteners. And then I was like, I should cut out the GMO soy too. And these are the most common GMO crops right here. Corn, cottonseed, canola, those soy. Those are the most common that you will find.
Okay.
So I just started looking in the organic section. I downloaded a non-GMO shopping guide, which was, the paper thing you can print out. There's apps. There's a lot of great apps where you can scan barcodes of things, and it'll tell you, is this a GMO product? Is it not a GMO product? You can also look at labels. I'll show you some labels to look for. Like here, I'll try to bring this up to the screen. So here, I want you to see the USDA organic symbol right here. And I don't know how well you can see that, but this is one to look for. Another one, and I know it's small, but that's a non-GMO project verified.
Is that the one with the leaf on it? It's a little blurry on the screen.
Yes, it's got a flower.
Okay.
Yeah, here's another one. Some of them you kind of have to look for the certification. Some products will claim to be organic, and I try to be thorough about finding out if it's,
Truly organic, because
actually.
the laws probably are a little vague in a way.
Yeah, a lot of companies will put natural on their product, and the word natural isn't regulated. So I wouldn't necessarily look for natural products because it doesn't really mean anything. I'll look for organic. Here is a kiwi, and you see the sticker starts with a 9. If the sticker starts with a 9, it's organic.
Okay. Can you show us the kombucha again? The little sticker there.
Yeah, I don't know how well, let's see, at the bottom on the side here, let's see if I can get it. It's got an organic symbol, a non-GMO project verified symbol, and it's got a kosher symbol as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it also says
So
it's
if any sticker on fruits and vegetables starts with a 9, it's classified organic.
right. Yes, and the USDA organic seal means that it's at least 97% organic. Um,
Okay.
at least 97%. And I just do the best I can. I'm not a fanatic trying to go for 100%
Right.
organic. I just do the best I can.
And does
And
organic basically mean they're not spraying pesticides on the plant, or the soil is also free from chemicals?
right, yes. So organic means that the seeds are not genetically modified, they're not engineered. Um, it means that they haven't been sprayed with Roundup or glyphosate or another chemical fertilizer. It means that the crops are grown basically the way our great grandparents did it over 100 years ago,
Okay.
before Agent Orange and DDT and the things that came after that, that Monsanto put on the market. So it's going back to what humans have done for ages. For thousands of years, we've been growing organically. It's only in the past few decades that GMOs have become taken over our food supply.
In some countries, they don't even have organic because everything is organic.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something I also look for, Ursula. There's some products where it's hard to find that certification. Let's say you're looking at wine or some other alcohol or another product where it's just hard to find organic. I will look for stuff that's made in Italy, made in Spain, made in areas where it is illegal to cultivate GMO GMO crops. So
Awesome.
I look for all those and make sure that they are actually made there, not just bottled there or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, because I know we'll do product where they grow a product in one country and then they bottle a product in another country. So it'll be like Italian, but it'll be bottled in Connecticut. It's kind of a roundabout thing. So it's important to kind of read where the food's actually originating from instead of just the packaging and the bottling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And you have some slides to show us.
I was about to show you. Yes.
Okay.
So
And how could I get, or anybody get, seeds that are not GMO?
I will tell you in just a moment.
Okay, like
Here we go. We've got the Dirty Dozen. I'll go back to that. The Dirty Dozen, the Clean 15 here. So your common ones are corn, cottonseed, canola. Yeah, so basically, I'm just going to stop for a moment on the screen share. So basically, things that have a thick outer shell are things that would be okay to buy non-organic. Like this one right here, it starts with a 4. This is conventional, is what they would call it. Conventional regular orange. As long as you're not eating the peel, it's fine. I think in these days, if you want to really boost your immune system, you might want to get some oranges or some grapefruit that are organic and include the peel in your diet so you get that extra vitamin C. But if you're not going for that, then yeah, these are fine. Avocados are fine. You just want to make sure you take the peel off. Anything like onions, pineapples, watermelons, anything with a thick outer shell, you can, discard, that shell or that peel
And
and
it
eat.
doesn't matter if they're not organic because the flesh inside's not going to be contaminated.
Right. It won't be contaminated. And these particular crops, they don't make GMO. So I would look for the look for a up-to-date list on the Clean 15 and Dirty Dozen. Do a search for that. You'll find a lot on that. Papaya is something that often gets put on the Clean 15 list. However, papaya is something that is grown GMO. So I would still buy that organic because there is a lot of GMO papaya on the market.
Okay, good to know. And even if it comes from another country, like a lot of the South American countries grow quite a bit of fruits and vegetables, and I often see them, for instance, at the DeKalb Farmers Market, and I wonder, like, I don't know, do they have a lot of GMOs? Do they have a lot of pesticides? Are they a part of our Americanized farming system or not?
If it's from South America, I think it's probably okay. If it's from Hawaii, I wouldn't get it. If it's from anywhere in the US and it's not certified organic, I wouldn't get it. But if it's from a place where it's illegal to have GMOs there, like South America, Peru, I'd
Okay.
say that would be fine. And I want to kind of backtrack for just a moment to explain briefly why GMOs are are not proven to be safe. So with GMOs, we're really using ourselves as guinea pigs because the science isn't there to prove that these are safe. And for the studies that have been done, that people have been able to do, um, we have found just the contrary. Uh, yeah, it's I can send you some information on some studies, but Monsanto made it really difficult to do science on this because they patented the seeds. They patented the seeds. They made it illegal for farmers to save seed. They had to constantly buy more seeds every season. And it's a huge problem. A lot of farmers have committed suicides. Um, the GMOs supposedly promise to produce more yields. Um, there's a lot of myths around GMOs. I don't have time to cover them all, but if you look up GMOs, myths and truths, you'll find a lot of information there.
Okay.
So I don't want to use myself as a guinea pig. I don't think anybody should.
Especially
Um,
children who are still in the developmental stages, their bodies are being built up to the age of 21 as far as the brain goes, but we're building the scaffolding and the structure and the foundation of our children's bodies being laced with chemical components. I'm not okay with that.
right, and we don't know yet if the genetic material is going to attach to our cells and replicate within our cells. We don't have that information. So if this were to get passed on generationally, that would be really bad. And all I can say is I hope that's not the case. Maybe by shifting and elevating our consciousness, that's one way we can free ourselves from this sort of thing.
And where can people get seeds that are not GMO, not
Right.
Monsanto
So
created?
I bought seeds before the pandemic started. I know that a lot of people are gardening right now. It's a great activity to do, but people are going out of stock. So you can buy them on websites like Amazon. You can buy them. You used to be able to buy them at Walmart and Home Depot and regular stores. I don't know if that's going to be still possible or how easily you can find them in stock. But here's some that I bought. This is from a website called mypatriotsupply.com. Okay, and I would search for heirloom seeds, organic seeds, non-GMO seeds. Heirloom basically means organic. It means, you know, it's not genetically modified.
Okay.
I'll show you some more seeds here. This is
Okay, so there's the USDA organic certification symbol.
yeah,
And
some
what is the GMO? Genetically modified?
organism.
Okay.
Genetically modified organism. Yeah, and it gets confused with hybridization. It's not the same thing as hybridization. Hybridization is a natural process that farmers have done, you know, as long as we know. You know, crossbreeding different varieties of tomato to make a new tomato. That's hybridization. What GMOs are is something totally new. It's a process of splicing genes, forcing the genes from one species into another, things that would never, you know, never produce, you know,
Naturally occur.
natural, like moth genes and strawberries and spider genes and tomatoes, just crazy stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't know it was that. I thought they were just putting chemical and like growth hormones within the seeds. I didn't know they were messing around.
No, it's
Okay.
interspecies stuff that would never happen naturally. It's
Okay.
some of it's pretty insane sounding.
So if we wanted to start a garden, do you have any advice there?
uh, yeah, so I'll show you some more pictures. And I'm just starting on my garden for this year.
Yeah, with canola oil, I hear people say there's no canola tree.
uh, yeah, it's rapeseed. It's canola is something that I also cut out of my diet. It's not, it's GMO. I'd go for coconut oil. If you're shopping, I'd go for coconut oil, avocado oil. Those things are much better for you. Okay, here are some pictures of my current garden. I'm starting everything from seed, and here we have some mushroom logs. I'm growing shiitake logs. I'm going to cut these up to make some lion's mane mushrooms. Here I've got a cactus that I you know, transplanted. I'll go back to that. Transplanted the little parts and to make more cacti, and I was also taking daisies out of the not daisies, dandelions out of the garden. And
Yeah, I just posted you can eat all the parts of a dandelion.
right, right. And I just recently found out about the benefits of dandelions. It's amazing. They're a natural diuretic. They help regulate your blood sugar. They help to detoxify you. It's just, it's a superfood. And as long as you haven't been using Roundup or another product like that, or you get it from a place where there aren't pesticides and artificial fertilizers, then yeah, things like dandelions should be fine to
And
eat.
then with the dirt, when people start their own little garden, I see that Miracle Grow is making organic. And I'm like, wait a minute, Miracle Grow? I've always known them to be the blue chemical. You know,
Hmm.
could I trust they're organic? If it says organic, is it for really, is it for real?
You know, I would investigate that, and it might be able to
I
get,
usually use Kellogg.
what's that?
There's a brand called Kellogg at Home Depot.
Okay. Um, Yeah, I am composting right now, and I am, staying away from those commercial fertilizers. Um, it's not, I'm still looking into it. This is still a learning process for me, but what I'm doing is I'm composting and doing everything as organic and natural as possible. The nutrients in the soil are going to go into your food that you're eating. So the more nutriated your soil is, the more nutriated the food is going to be when you consume it. Um, a lot of the produce we get on the market is devoid of nutrients because it's just been uh, chemically treated. It's been through so much processing. It's been, a lot of things have been picked early. They're not being farmed with nutrients, in mind. Um, some some resources for people if they want to look up composting, boogiebrew.net. They have some great information on composting and ways that you can improve your soil. Um, they have various products on there that are, great for people who want to do organic gardening. Um, Another one is growingyourgreens.com. That's another good one. Um, And my site, which isn't up yet, is called knowingthroughgrowing.com. We have a YouTube channel called Knowing Through Growing, also a Facebook page called Knowing Through Growing. And it's just the whole process of gardening, awakening through food, all of that.
Perfect. Knowingthroughgrowing.com.
Yes.
Great. Thanks so much, Sherry. I really appreciate it. And if you come across any other things that you want to share, feel free to throw them on my wall because we are trying to make a new agreement. And in order to do that, we need some education and help in decision-making process. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Ursula. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you.